What's up there, YouTube? What's up? How you doing, YouTube? Wait and see if anybody hops on here. It's a minute or two early. I think it screwed me up again. It looked like the YouTube started messing with the date and time. Okay, no, it went out. That's good. Thank you for not messing that up. Yeah, it's just a matter of waiting. Wait a minute or two. Hopefully some people start hopping on here. So anyway, what was that? Looks like we're almost through the day, at least on the East Coast. I don't know what's going on the West Coast. There's been riots up in Philly, Chicago, a bunch of other places out in LA, of course. And over in Philly, it was pretty bad, but I think Chicago was one of the worst, from what I heard. I tell you what. Oh, by the way, before I go any further, I guess you guys heard two Minnesota lawmakers that were Democrats were shot dead. The weird thing is, it turned out to be Tim Walz's, one of his, Tim Walz, the governor. He appointed whoever this guy was that shot him. I can't think of the name, Vance or something. Anyway, that guy was appointed by Tim Walz a couple years back for political office or something, and he went and rolled in on these people and shot them dead. And the reason why was because they didn't vote along party lines. They decided to go against an issue that was connect. What do you call it? Immigration. Sorry. Evidently, they were trying to vote for health care and something for these people. And the reality is, again, and I said this the other day, I don't care what you say or whatever, people have come in here legally for 200 years, legally, right? And how do you think they did everything the right way? And people are rolling in with no care, coming in here and then trying to riot over here because they can't get more free stuff like they were originally. The Democrats are handing them free everything, free this, free that. And you know what? That isn't fair to the people paid taxes here. They can't get free nothing, nothing. All right, and we already don't have affordable rent and stuff for common folk that are here already. How the hell are we supposed to support that? You know what I mean? Come across legal. That's my thing. Who's that? Hi, boy. How are you? How you doing? Does that say Speed Daily? I'm doing all right. And this boy is a lot older than a boy. You're good? Good to hear it. Where are you from? Is that your name, Speed Daily? You in America by chance? I'm assuming you're. What I show speed here. Texas. All right. What's it like down there? Pretty decent. We have one of our moderators is from down there. I haven't seen him for a little while. Actually, that's another thing. Tonight we actually have. Hopefully, I said this yesterday. You didn't show up. There's a moderator that works for us or with us here on this channel, and he's literally from Iran. He was going to come on and tell us about what's actually going on firsthand. He's over there. But someone said that the internet got blown out over there the other day, and maybe he can't come on. I'm hoping he comes back on. Man, it's getting hot in here. I don't know, bro. I went there yesterday. Where were you yesterday? What the are you talking about the riot thing, or are you talking about what's going on? Say, you know what? Maybe you're telling me the truth. Maybe you're right. Or maybe there isn't in where you're at anymore. I don't know what to believe. There's something called deep fakes. There's also something, people realize that camera angles can make it look way more people than there actually is there. And then the possibility that's all bullshit. But I haven't personally seen anybody stepping up and rioting. Oh, you get net here. Wait a minute. Do I know you? Are you? Is that Amir? Nah. Murphy, how you doing? Is that your name? Or Mumphrey, sorry. Who's that? Mixed Media. Damn, I'm trying to listen in and I can't see chat. I'm over at the I got two live streams. I got yours over here at Legends and Tales of Josie Wales, and I'm talking to people on the other live stream, which is Preacher Pale Rider. What do we got here? You're great. Good deal. Favor's fine. Mumphrey Favor. Are you from America by chance, brother? I was just talking a moment ago. We have a moderator that's usually on the channel, or wasn't. I hadn't seen him for a while. He said, "Not America." Okay. What was I going to say? You made me forget. Okay, there you go. Okay, thanks. Cooking, but wanted to join and listen. That's cool. Not Nigerian. Okay. So you're over in Africa. Right on. Anyway, what's it like over there today? Is it hot? I always hear it's hot over there because it was pretty damn hot over here today. It was about 85, 90. But you guys, it's probably nothing. Where I'm at, the humidity's really bad. You feel like you're in a pool of hot water walking around. But I don't know how it is over. What's that say? It's raining like crazy. Yeah. Man, oh man. Flooding and everything. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, I wish we could have a little bit of rain over here. It's been hot for 2 or 3 days. So, what do you do over there, brother? You guys, do you have an occupation right now, or are you not technically flooding, but a lot of rain? Yeah, it's getting there, though, right? I forgot what was. Yeah, just what's it like over there in Nigeria? Are you in is it like cities, or is it more like jungle, or where you're at? Desert? What kind of? I don't really know the topographical territory. I mean, I don't know what your area is like. What's it say? I'm a student aspiring to become more active and more. Good for you. Nothing wrong with learning. I wish I had been a better student growing up. And I had to learn the hard way. Learned it off the streets and stuff. I didn't go to college. I didn't, just learned it from firsthand experience living life. Sometimes that's a better way in certain things. But other ways, book learning's pretty damn good too. What's this say? I'm funny. Yeah. What's that? W. Trump. Where are you streaming from? Delaware. Wilmington, Delaware area. Do you know, Delaware is on the East Coast. Delaware is like halfway down the East Coast. Can't I ask some questions? Can I? Yeah. Yes, you can. Freedom of speech. I believe in it. Now it is over there. Do you vote for Trump? Or did I vote for Trump? Actually, you want to know something? Yes, I did. But I'm not blaming all this on Trump. This is also billionaires. People that won't give you a dime if you're really needing it. Billionaires, the ones that are stealing other countries' wealth right out from under them. And you say, well, Trump's a billionaire. Yeah, he is. But some of these other guys, they're doing worse to your countries than Trump will. I mean, for trying to steal money out from under you. Now, granted, Trump is also kind of slick, and I'm not 100% sold on Trump. However, there's no politician I really give a damn about. I care about the people, we the people, and I don't have any time for politicians mostly because they're all basically liars. That's the truth of it. They're all about power for themselves, in my opinion. But yeah, I did vote for Trump. You know what? Sometimes I regret it, but the other choices are worse. Why do I feel that way? Wait a minute, hang on. We can't trust any. You're right. You're absolutely right. They're all about their own. That's exactly why. Because even in Trump's case, they're all about themselves somewhere along the line. Trump's trying to save America. Why? Because it's better for him monetarily. Anyway, I'm not saying he doesn't have loyalty to America and he isn't caring about the people, but I don't know. They're all, in my opinion, they're all shady. I'm to the point I don't trust anybody. I believe in God, and that's who I trust. Who do I trust? I trust God. Exactly. You just said it. Only in God. You're so true. Yep. You're right. That's the only one you can turn your back on without getting a dagger in it. Getting stabbed in the back, because these politicians will do it every time. They're greedy. They're in it for themselves. At the end of the day, I don't know anybody that, as a child, said, I think I'm going to go into politics. No, that comes on later in life when they see how much money they can rake in and how much power and all that shit. They don't start off, when you're a kid, you're innocent and you want everybody more or less to win, to do good, probably more like that. As you get older, you get corrupted by the world. And that's when people go power hungry. And I don't know if I'm getting my point. What's this? What do you think can be the solution? I don't know, bro. But we need one. Well, yeah, I do know. You want to know the solution? Jesus Christ. That's my humble opinion. That's where we need. It's got to be something supernatural to save us. This world's doomed. Now, some people might be thinking differently, but I think we're going to find out real soon. I think he's coming back. Yep, you're right. And I didn't want to offend you because I don't know you're from Africa. You could be Muslim or another religion, and I don't need to go to war with anybody over anything. I'm bringing in the peace. I don't want to be hollering back and forth whose God is a better God. No, there is only one God, and we're going to find out real soon, I think. All this craziness in the world's going to come to a full boil, and things are going to change up. We're going to really see what's what in this world. That's my opinion. Nope. I'm a Christian, and there you go. Good for you, Humphrey. Sorry, Humphrey, right? Or is it Mumfrey? Yep, Mumfrey. My eyesight's going on me. I need glasses. Yeah. Do you know you're in a part of the world that has a lot more turmoil for a longer time? It's only just come over here. I think we were spoiled over here. We don't know what it is like to struggle. You guys have already been there and done that. And that's why your nation and people in a third world country is always going to be, in my opinion, a lot stronger in faith and believing more in God, because they're not tied into the world. They don't have the same things that we might have over here. But the things we have over here are fleeting. You can't take any of your riches or anything else with you when you die and go to heaven. That stuff, all the material stuff's gone. The only thing you take is your soul. Exactly. You're exactly right. Yep. Manna from heaven. When he did the tariffs, yeah, I mean, I understand what he thought he was doing with that, but I don't know that, that's only, I don't know. But at the same time, he wasn't the only one that did the tariffs. They were doing tariffs on us over here too. So I kind of understand why he did that. It should be fair. Nobody should have to pay a tariff on either side. We should just be able to trade, and everybody should be able to get what they need in this world. There's plenty here, but you got rich people that are so rich and so damn envious and jealous and won't share nothing with the world. That's wrong. Yeah, he has. I believe that. And you know something? I happen to know a lot of Africans over there have died for their belief in Jesus, you know, but they're in a better place right now with him. That's my understanding of what's what. Let me hang on one moment. It's getting hot. I'm in the car here. See, you know, we take things for granted over here. I got a car. There's people might be lucky to have a bicycle. It's a whole different world. But again, I honestly believe that when you die, it all gets taken from you anyway. You know, you can't take nothing of this physical world with you. It's the things that you do with your life. What's this say? Wait a minute. Hey, what are you making? What's that? What are you making a live stream right now? Are you talking money? I don't make nothing. Zero. And that's the truth. I've been on YouTube for 3 years. They could monetize me. They haven't. And I haven't really pushed too hard. They actually took one of my channels down a while ago. YouTube believes in censoring. But I believe that you think I have. But let me tell you something. I'm struggling over here. I got this car may end up, if I don't hurry up, here, let me show you something. Wait, hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. You see that house over there? I'm renting that. And I nearly got evicted. I didn't have enough money. Wait a minute. Right? And I'm looking for a place. But even a single bedroom apartment now is going for like $1,400. I'm paying $1,266 for that. A couple years ago, I was living in an apartment that had 3 floors. It was actually a house, and I was paying $840. It's a big difference. It was a lot cheaper. Things were getting out of control. Wait a minute, let me see. Hey, what do you? Yeah, I'm not making anything. What's your name, dude? God, this. Why did? I'm gonna guess you're saying when you say why am I not making money? Or why did YouTube censored me? Because I speak the truth. I'll come out here and say what people are afraid to say. And sometimes I say words that might not be, the best words to say, but it's not just that. I'm also telling the truth as best I can, even when it's unpopular. No, because it's disgusting to watch all these politicians lie and get away with it. Nobody's got the guts to stand up to it no more. It makes me sick to my stomach. My father brought me up a whole different way. Something called, honor and respect and telling the truth. And our politicians don't do that at all. And they're the people that we're supposed to be looking up to. They're in charge. Nah, not of me. It's only one that's in charge of me, God. It's just the way I look at it. Any other questions? Are you guys still on over there, or wait a minute, hang on, maybe they... Okay. Thanks for... Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, Mixed Media, how's the cooking going? We got another live stream, by the way, over here. What's this? It switched channels on me. That's the first. What, it jumped over on its own? Huh. I'm talking to a couple guys. Where's the other person from? Guy Impus? Where are you from? Mumfrey's from Nigeria. Making pickled jalapenos and red onion. Yes, it jumped channel. That's really weird. I don't know how it did that or why it did that. How do you know it jumped channels? Is this basically the same thing? What, you could see the other chat? Oh, there you're back over here. Is it doing that to you, or are you jumping back and forth? I wonder if it kicked the other two off there. It's still showing 3 people up there. That's what I was talking about with YouTube. Why I'm not monetized and everything. They don't want me to be, because they got their own agenda and they don't like what I say. The guy was asking me over here because I left the phone alone, and when you asked about me, I looked at the phone. Oh, when I said yeah. Huh. I don't know what the hell how that happened. But you know what? There was all kinds of crap happening with my live streams. And the other day that was one of the first ones I had where they didn't mess around with me too much. I was able to get the whole live stream off. So I wonder what happened to the other guys. They run off. Still showing 3 up there. I sent a text out to Tammy. I don't know if she saw it. Yeah, I actually sent one to Amir. Like I said, he had, what was it, 2-3 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago now. He said he'd try to get on and talk about what's happening up in Iran. What was going on over there. Did you ever just grill jalapenos? Yeah, put the whole jalapeno on the char grill? That's my favorite. Grilled. You grill them and you peel the. What's it say? Hell yeah, yeah. That's good like that, because they're not ridiculously hot anymore. They're hot, but you can chop them up, put them in stuff. I used to take them, chop them up, put them in even in my eggs. After they've been grilled, scrambled eggs. What do you pickle the jalapenos in? There you go. You pick on them and just red wine vinegar or by the way, that food looked awesome there. You ought to start doing videos on that. That could have been the artwork or the way that looked. It looked like a professionally photographed plate of food there. It would have been good in the Bon Appetit magazine there. Mixed media. So I had two people on over here that were from Africa, and they disappeared. I mean, they might still be watching. I don't know. What's that? Salt, peppercorns, bay leaf, red pepper, mustard seed, and vinegar, and water, and fake sugar, because low carb. You know what? That's funny because I've been trying to lose weight myself. And I bought a smoothie, and they had it was blueberry. What the hell else was in there? Blueberry, banana, and I'm trying to think of the other one. Blueberry, banana, strawberry, and they're like, "You want us to put the sugar in there?" Like, no. So I just drank it plain. So already bananas are not too good if you're trying to lose weight. They're full of sugar, but usually I get what's called Iron Green Detox. It's got spinach. What's that? I hate fake sugar. Yeah, monk fruit is okay, but make sure it isn't ethanol. Huh. Yeah. This one drink I've been drinking every day, but I started to notice I was getting a pain in my side. And it could be from calcium. It could be kidney or something. Because what's in the drink, it's spinach and kale, and I think both of them have a lot of calcium and other minerals and stuff in them, which is good for you. But sometimes you get too much, it forms like oxalate crystals or something that get in your kidney and can cause kidney stones, if I'm not mistaken. I'm assuming that's why I was getting pains right on the side here, possibly from that. Yeah, I don't like fake sugar either. It's all chemicals. It's probably even worse for you than real sugar. Pre-made drinks. All right, what's that? No bueno. Also, many have lots of sugar. That's what they told me. I was like, yo, leave the sugar out. It wasn't as good. Still good, but it's like you might as well be drinking a soda after a while, because at least they told me we put sugar in this, because I said, look, I'm trying to lose weight. It's hard as hell, man. Because I'm older now, your metabolism slows the hell down big time. Dates are great natural sugar, no reaction, so for which is amazing for me. Well, it's good. Mixed media is the fact that, you're into culinary arts so much, you cooked for so long, that you're not afraid to try new things. Some people are hesitant, but you probably worked with hundreds and hundreds of different things like that, dates and stuff. A lot of people would never even think of using that in their food. Wish I had brought a bottle of water. Oh, wait a minute. I got one. Here's something that's no good. Plastic bottles of water. Because the plastic actually gets into your system after a while. Exactly. And that's from improvising. You know what you just said there. Cooking with few. It's almost like what was that show? Iron Chef, where they give you like 5 different things that are hard to put together, and you got to make a dish out of it. Remember that? It's still on, I think. Anyway, like I was saying, water should be in glass bottles. Glass is a hell of a lot safer, other than if it breaks or something, you might cut yourself. But the chemicals are leaching out, especially if the bottle gets hot. It literally makes it worse. And then there's microplastics. Supposedly, I don't know if they come off the plastic inside the water or if it's just the chemicals themselves. But evidently, like they said, enough plastic gets in your system from the things we eat that you could literally make a frickin', by the end of the week, you could make the same amount of plastic that would be in a credit card. That's ridiculous. You know, I'm worried about like pains in my side, thinking it's from kidney stones. It could be just as well, could be plastic or anything else, and all the other pollutants that are out there. I was a little kid when plastic bottles became popular. Yep, and I thought everyone lost their damn minds. Not even a solution to toxic tap. Why the tap has become toxic is different. Yep, rabbit hole. Yeah, exactly. I think they just want us dead. You know, they don't care. They'll put it. You know, I'm sure if you want, you can go buy bottled water. I know there's bottled water out there that's in glass bottles, but it's a hell of a lot more money. And here's the thing. I wonder how much more it actually costs, because it's made out of sand, and there's tons and tons and tons and tons, and it goes back into sand when it breaks down. Plastic doesn't. Plastic turns into this goo. When a bottle ends up in the ocean, floats around 6 months or whatever, it breaks down, it gets into the water, kills the fish and the wildlife, ends up in our drinking water somewhere along the line. It's disgusting. It's a petroleum product they make it out of, so it's like oil and everything else. Oil and water don't mix. It's probably why they're always floating on top. And it's like a big giant amoeba of plastic just floating around. Yep. Microplastics. It's ridiculous. You can thank DuPont for inventing the damn plastic bottles. You know? It's ridiculous. What's that? And then that's not even, you know, here's the deal. Like all day long I'm driving around today doing DoorDash. This bottle sat in my car, and sunlight coming through the windows, it's leaching in there. It's literally slow leaking into my water, my clean water. Yo, what's up, Doc? How you doing? Yeah, pickled jalapenos. Sounds like good stuff. I think I actually had something like what she just described. The way she pickles them sounds pretty damn good. Sounds familiar. Oil and water don't mix, which is an added excuse for what do they call them? What's that? Surfactants. Basically chemicals to make things amalgamize. Yeah. Basic pickle recipe. There you go. Yeah, but I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, it's all day long. This thing's in my car. On the way to the store, you know, when it was brought there by a truck, you know, sat in that heat, or maybe it didn't, whatever, but sitting there. Sat in a warehouse for a few months or a month, you know. How long, before you actually drink, how long's it sat there? And then you probably had it on your shelves for a little while, or in a fridge or whatever. It's probably, we're probably drinking straight up poison by, you know, after a year or so. How much of this shit's ended up in us? It's unbelievable. Scary, actually. My opinion, that's probably where all the cancer's coming from. That and chemtrails. Exactly. That's what I was talking about. Heard that, Doc. But like I'm saying there's also so many chemicals being dumped everywhere on us out of the sky from the backs of planes. Uh, Roundup that they're spraying on the ground to get rid of weeds. It's ended up in the food chain. You know, chickens come along and eat the grains that had glyphosate thrown on them. You name it. It's just ending up in our bodies little by little, slow killing us. What about for pickled veg? Yeah, that's another antibiotics. And now they're vaccinating the cattle and the other animals. And here's the deal: they got this new epidemic or pandemic they're worried about coming along, so they're trying to vaccinate the animals because people didn't want to put it in their body. So now they're getting it indirectly. They're vaccinating the animals, and all of a sudden, go look this up. You'll find out. I'm telling you the truth. There's been a lot of cattle deaths all of a sudden. Is there a connection? I think so. And then you get not only that, but you also got 100 other things killing them too. Probably some of them are dying from parasites. You name it. There's who's that? Money, how you doing? Exactly, starvation. You're right. It's not only a plan that they're doing. They're inadvertently following what's prophesied in the Bible. Famine's coming to the land, and they're just speeding it along. But you know what? It's all going to be come to fruition real soon. We're getting really close to the end here. First 5 years ago, with COVID first started, they shut down all the meat packing plant. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And then they burned a bunch of them down. You know about the 101 different food factories and outlets that were burnt to the ground, and nobody seemed to go to jail for that. Nobody got caught. That's the government looking the other way and allowing that. It has to be. How do you not catch that? They can catch you if you're short on your tax money or something else, but they couldn't find people who were burning 101 different food factories down. Or better yet, how about all the train derailments? Shit ton of them. Nobody got caught. It was all supposed to be accidents. I've been alive for a long time. I've never seen that much stuff just happen coincidentally. Yeah, mashed potatoes. Your tooth still driving you up a wall there, Doc? Yeah, nothing worse than when you got a toothache. But you're absolutely right, Money. They're trying to starve us. All the processing plants, and now the top ones are owned by China. Yeah, exactly. And wait a minute, you're forgetting not just China, but Bill Gates is buying up all the farmland, and Bill Gates is also making this fake meat. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to have real cattle out there. He's buying other ranchers' land probably, and getting rid of his competition basically, so he can sell his fake meat that's made out of cancer cells they literally take a cancerous cell, and because it grows so fast, cancer, somehow in the process they use that to grow fake meat in the labs. Somehow it expedites it, makes it go quicker, is what I heard. What's this say over here? Like messages from women. I get messages early in the morning, and when I woke up this morning, I got the message that basically I should consider food so scarce that I should learn what to forage for and have to be my primary. You're right. It's coming. I get that same feeling. We're going to be living out in the woods quicker than we know. Literally, not only out in the woods, but off of the woods. Like meaning, whatever we can find, because eventually the whole world's going to be at war. Already is, but it's going to get so bad, and all trade's going to stop between countries. You're going to stop seeing certain fruits and vegetables that come in from other countries that you might like in your diet. All of a sudden, they ain't here no more. That'll be one of the early signs. Everything's going to get so scarce, it's not funny. I really believe that. Yeah, the best way to do it is, what's it say? I'm going to starve to death. No, just start reading up on plants and stuff. Literally, what you might want to do is go out in the woods, literally with a guidebook, like a book, anybody that you know that might know something, and little by little by little, learn what you can. Don't just go randomly eating anything you're finding, but you might be able to at least better your chances in the long run if you start learning now. Once the power goes out or anything like that, and you can no longer get at this knowledge that's been here that we're not paying any attention to because we're too busy watching TV and YouTube and all this shit. We should be more focused on how to survive when the shit hits the fan, because it's real close. We're heading there fast. Soylent Green. Yeah, they're going to make food out of us. That, you can laugh all you want, but it's probably already happening some places. You know, I would not doubt it. It's kind of scary. Turn off all the chickens and kept eggs expensive. Yeah, well, they also, something in the grains making produce less eggs too, I heard. It's probably bioengineered chicken feed. Greens, everything they were trying to raise prices. Exactly. Food's the new oil. You know what's weird? Any of you guys notice this? The gasoline prices haven't been spiking the way they should. Not even now, after Iran got bombed. They say it might go up. It probably will. But I've been watching it for the last couple years, and it's kind of staying like across the board. It's not spiking, you know what I mean? And there doesn't seem to be shortages, yet Biden cut down and shut down the pipeline, and then over in Europe, the other pipeline got shut down or blown up. So they probably have surplus they're not telling us about that they've been selling out of. We're being lied to. That's my belief. I don't think sometimes they're faking us out, claiming there's bigger shortages of things than there actually are. I could be wrong, but I believe that. Yeah, they call human in North Korea long peg. Yikes. Yeah, I think I heard that, Doc. Over there in Korea, they literally eating grass off the lawn. There's no food over there. And you know what? And I don't know if it was Korea. I think it was actually some part of somewhere in the Middle East or maybe in the desert or something in Africa. They were actually making what's called mud cakes. I don't know where that was. It was some really poor area, and I guess they were trying to feed their kids. They women were making, basically it was like mud, maybe some other parts of plants or something, and they're baking them up. Did you ever see that? Yeah. I mean, when you're trying to survive, all of a sudden everything looks like food. My father told me in World War II, during Nazi occupation of Europe area, I think it was Polish people were literally peeling wallpaper off the walls and eating the paste. They were making something out of the they used to have like a paste for wallpaper. People don't even really wallpaper the walls anymore. And I guess they boil it down and make like a mush out of that. Also, people were boiling their shoes, the leather in them. I guess if you boil them long enough, it comes from a cow. You know, if you boil the shit out of them, maybe they have some kind of food quality. I wouldn't eat them, but you never know when you're starving. Soylent Green is already here with our tap water. Yeah, there are dead bodies that pass over into the system. But honestly, so does every other wretched thing. Yeah. It's like we were talking the other day about forever chemicals. The stuff that they're telling you don't flush it down your toilet. Your medications because it's going to end up in the water table. Wait a minute. You're worried about someone dumping a bottle of, who knows what, Viagra or whatever chemical or blood pressure medicine that they no longer need or anything into that. That's minimal because the company that made that product, they've already dumped tons of that excess chemicals to make it. They've already got in the water anyway. Not just there, but all the other factories. But they're always trying to take it like we're the ones polluting, Hey, you don't throw that in the toilet, it's going to end up in the water table. But meanwhile, they're dumping 3,000 gallons of sewage into the water and not even blinking an eye, It's like everything with them, if you didn't get your shot, you're going to kill grandma. You're going to cough on her. You know what I mean? It's always bringing it down to putting guilt on you and me and everyone. It's bullshit. It's the big factories. It's big money. All that shit's doing the real damage. Corn-fed, yet. Yo, what's up there? How you doing, Fred? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Raining or was it hot as hell? Over here it was pretty hot. Everything's good. So we were talking about all the crap that ends up in the water and in our food, plastics and all the other poisons that they're slowly introducing us to little by little, slow killing us. Not bad here. A little overcast. It's humid down here in Delaware. Mid-90s for this week. Wow. First time I've been up. What's that? From PCH since the fires. A lot of stuff is gone. Well, something that's out in California. If that's what you're talking about, right? You blame a lot of that on Newsom and some of the other people that wouldn't chop out all the dead wood. From what I hear, out here we have fire lanes in between, packs of wood. When you have woods, then you cut a fire lane in it, and then another one keeps the fire from going from one spot to the other. And they don't seem to do that out in California for whatever reason. And then when you go to try to turn the water on to put the fire out, there's no water. Conveniently, they turn that the hell off so they can burn you out of your home, so they can put a new railway in, high-speed train system to nowhere. That's what he was doing. That's what Newsom was doing. Pacific Palisades. Yep. Yeah, it's a mess. Democrats are losing their minds. Dude, they ain't right at all. That's out of right out of the Bible, too. How, what's it say about some kind of reprobate mind? They're so far away from God anymore, and right and wrong. They can't even tell that they're that far out, Everything looks normal to them, What's it say? Direct energy weapons with extreme government agent arsonists. Yeah, more than we know. I think a lot of these fires are caused by that. There's one up in Canada right now. And then I heard, I think it's over in Jersey, there's one going now. What's it say? Soylent Green's already. Yep. I better check the batteries on this thing. Hang on 1 second. I got 19% on that for right now. This other one, 29%. So I got to charge the one a little bit. Should be all right. In 8 months, in different corners of this. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like that just randomly happens, and everybody's just got to grin and bear. It's time to call them out. Not only call them out, go after them. Literally go after these assholes and lock them away before they kill us all. You know? Got a new cord. I was doing DoorDash today, and my phone went out halfway through the ride to go deliver food. That was a pain in the ass. I didn't have the address, so I had it. Luckily, I had the other phone with me. Had to call DoorDash and get directions, and I managed to get the one order. It was a double order, and I had to got one of them to the, because it gives you directions to the first one, and you got to get through that and then jump over to the next one, and they'll give you directions. So and then they gave me money to take it back to depot. So not only was it delivering food, but hardware and shit too, which is crazy. I had food over here and hardware in the back there, and pain in the ass actually. So I drove like miles. Everything I'm getting the last couple days has been like 15, 20 mile. And like you keep giving me, but they're paying me a little bit better for the long distance ones. But sometimes it's into an area I don't want to be in, you know. What's this? Well, you go ahead. I don't know. Live person at DoorDash. Yeah, no, you're right. You know what? That's the truth. I've noticed that. I guess you've seen it happening to you or whatever. When you go in to get something, they go right to the DoorDash people. But the problem is they kind of got to do it like that, because some people live so damn far away. I don't know. It works out that way, dude. But I was thinking that same thing. It's like somebody walks in, they're second-rate citizen all of a sudden. You know, the guy comes in, just says DoorDash and flashes his phone. He's a VIP. They go, okay, what do you need? You know, they're taking care. Yeah, they do. They send in certain parts of the going in there. I'd rather be, you know, the outskirts, but you're going to make more money because there's more businesses in there. You know, the trick to making money in DoorDash is if you're in an area where they're literally, you get something that you deliver, right? And in the same area, someone else has another order. In other words, you're just getting done delivering that. You don't have time to hop out of the app. They're sending you another thing, and you're going bouncing around like a pinball, back and forth and back and forth. If they keep you in the same area, you can make a shit ton of money quick. That's happened to me. Literally going from job to job to job. within minutes and shit. And that's how you make your money. But when they got you going long distance, they usually try to compensate. They'll pay you a lot more. And sometimes I like just going the little distance and a lot of time. And what's the same? My brother says his trick is to stay downtown here. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I don't personally like to be in certain areas in Wilmington, though, because Wilmington at one point was considered the murder capital, believe it or not, a couple years back. Or it was like second murder rate or third highest in the country. I don't want to be in certain areas in there. And plus, in the really poor areas, well, not amazingly enough, you go in there and you're driving. It looks, you feel like you're driving on the surface of the moon. They never pave those people's roads. They're back there, way back in like the ghetto, and it's ridiculous. You know, they ought to fix those roads up too. You can't blame some of the tension that's going on in the country, because there are people getting treated like shit. You know, there are people being ignored, and usually it's poor. And usually the poor people are the minorities. They're being screwed. But on the other hand, they're not helping their case with the common man who's maybe making more money or living a little bit better. But they're like, well, why are these people looting? Yeah. So if you're gonna go steal shit, people ain't gonna have a favor. What do you call it? A decent opinion of you there either, you know. So in some ways I don't blame them, but it's ridiculous because they're, you know, if they're going hungry, steal food. But these people are walking out with, 60-foot or 60-inch TVs or whatever, 50, you know what I'm saying? They're taking TVs and all this other shit. You can't eat a TV. You know, if you're stealing food or something, that's one thing because you were hungry and you had kids to feed. But some of these people are just outright criminal. And when I say stealing TVs, there's people hijacking trucks as they're taking them in to sell them, and people are, you know, they go through a bad area and they get a flat tire. Next thing you know, gangs roll up and steal shit. Happens all the time up near New York. Years ago, but I don't scare easy. Woman can scare. Yeah, certain areas. Yep, I've been living down there for a while. Like, I lived down there, but not in the real rough areas, but close enough. I lived about 2 streets away from a street called Van Buren, and that was a bad area right in there. But there's worse places. So I'd rather, if I had my druthers, or, you know, the way I'd want it, I'd rather be up towards, like, we got an area like Pike Creek, and it's a little more spread out. You still make money, but you're not looking over your back every 2 minutes wondering if you're going to get robbed. What? Yeah. Yeah, Van Buren was a couple streets down from where I lived, actually, when I lived in town. And every now and then you'd hear shooting going on down there. Actually, one day I came home from work and I couldn't get onto my block, right? It was all blocked off. Cops were everywhere. And I parked around the block. I was going to walk over. I started to do that. Someone I know that lived on the other side of the street, I saw him sitting down on the porch. He said, yo, what's going on over there? He said, somebody got shot over there. And I wanted to go home. And it looked like it was almost over. Like, whatever happened like a half hour before, but the cops are still there. So I said, screw this. I walked down, I look around the corner, and they were starting to leave. There was a blood stain on the freaking curb, literally about 12 feet from where my steps were going into my place. Someone had driven by and shot some kid in the ankle, whether it was over drugs or an argument or whatever. But, yeah, there was a blood stain there the next day. The kid didn't die. It was just like someone was, you know, sending a message, shot him in the foot. Memphis is another one. Wouldn't be back. Yeah, I don't, why take a chance and go through an area where shit, I try to avoid shit like that. You know, I'm not going into an area where I'm risking my life for a job or something. There's other places you can go to, you know, make your money. But again, so far, there was only a couple times when I did DoorDash where I thought, yeah, this is a really shitty spot. Memphis is fucked, yeah. Did you live down there at Mixed Media or just rolled through there a few times? Is it a lot of gangs or just, oh man, nice breeze just blew through the car. That felt good. And that might be bringing some rain. Huh. So anyway, I don't know how I got talking about this. Yeah, so one time they did send me way downtown. It was like on a Sunday morning, so it wasn't so bad because I guess everybody was asleep. It was like about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to run some stuff down there. Some old lady lived down in there. And like I said, man, the roads were torn up. It was like you were on the surface of the moon. Your car's almost bouncing around and shit. Craters, potholes. It's unreal. Nobody wants to go down and fix that shit because they're afraid they're going to get robbed or shot. You know, nobody wants to spend money on it neither. None of the politicians. Yeah, I stopped there one time and definitely got the vibe I didn't have the completion for the connection. Yeah, you get a vibe, the complexion for the, yeah. Yep, the complexion for the connection, yep. Yeah, and that's sad, dude. That someone come up, don't even know you from Adam, and because you're the wrong color is going to shoot you or rob you. And that goes all over the world like that. You know, you think about it. You know, there's different groups of, like, okay, here's a for instance. Over in China, the Uyghurs, I don't know if you're, or I think they're pronounced Uyghurs, but it could be Uyghurs, spelled with a U, I think. These are like Chinese Muslims, and they're literally being treated like shit and locked up in prison camps, and they're harvesting organs, and they're just Chinese people like these other Chinese people, all because they're a different religion, you know. How fucking petty are human beings anymore? And not anymore, they've always been like that, but it's fucking unbelievable. Don't even get me started. Uyghurs or Uyghurs? Is it pronounced Uyghurs, Doc? But I think it's spelled with a U, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but they're getting abused, and it's the same thing that the Nazis were doing to Jewish people in World War II and to others. You know, people think that the Nazis only did that to Jews. They went after Catholics. They went after the Gypsies of Romania and that area down there. They went after a lot of different people. They were ethnic cleansing. They were getting rid of anybody that wasn't part of their master race. And yeah, it's crazy. Hey, how you doing, Jen? I haven't seen you for a while. How you doing? I'm doing good. I was just talking about different places around the world. Thank you, appreciate you. I have to stop by and see you, Jen. You still doing lives? I haven't gotten a notification from you for a little while, I think. But I know you're still on my subscriptions. I'll look through and I'll stop by. Okay, Doc. Yeah, I think you're right. You spelled that. That's what I thought it was. But it's pronounced Uyghurs. Is that correct? Yeah, they're being abused, though. Yeah. Let me turn the car off here. Wait a minute. I can't. I'm charging the battery here. I'm up to 15%. Wonder why that wasn't charging. The wire fell out. Yeah, so earlier today, damn phone ran out of battery. I started panicking. I'm like, oh shit. And then I realized I had the second phone in there. What's that? I'm recovering for the dentist. From the dentist? Yeah. Yeah. Put that down for a minute. How's your leg doing, by the way, Doc? Any issues with that? Wait a minute. What's this? There you go. There you go. One more time, I'm going to say this for YouTube. YouTube, give me back my old station. I mean, I really don't feel that was right. They took it down for nothing almost. I never got a chance to really argue it. What's this? I start up my blood thinners again tomorrow. Have you had a problem with blood clots prior to that, Doc? Never mind. It's none of my business sitting there talking about your health. So if you want to tell me, go ahead. But because my sister had a problem back in the day, she was on blood thinners, but she's no longer alive. But had nothing to do with that. Well, actually, may have in the long run. She had some kind of seizure, her heart stopped, and she passed away a number of years ago. Okay. Hey, if you guys can, if anybody's on here, subscribe to Josie Legends and Tales of Josie Wales and to Preacher Pale Rider. I haven't been saying that much. It's probably why I'm stuck at right now. I'm at 950 subs. Finally got to that. It was stuck between like 946 and 948 for like forever. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. It was like a couple of months, and I was getting 10 subscribers a week. All of a sudden, I got none there for a while. I'm gonna have to find a place to get a partial. Does it say bridge? Bridge, all right. I think what I'm going to do is probably cut one of these off and just go with the other live stream. There doesn't seem to... Oh, we got two people over here. Every time I try to... There's nobody there, and then two people pop up. So I'll just keep going for a little while. Lower dentures. Hang on. what I'm gonna do, I got 15% on it. I just want to be able to sit it the hell down. Yeah, I got to get up early tomorrow. Well, I don't have to. It's the last day of the week. Trying to get my numbers up for my DoorDash and try to work like maybe 9-10 hours tomorrow, just so I can hit where I usually average around 400 or more a week. Right now I'm at about 310. I'm actually behind for deliveries. Doc, you know anything about pull-along trailers? I'm trying to find a little like, what do you call them? I don't know if you know what a Shasta trailer is, or not a teardrop. They're usually too expensive. I'm looking for a used one, and I don't know much about them, but I know one thing, that the car I'm driving, I was going to put a tow thing on it. I think it can only pull, if I'm not mistaken, this car is maxed out for pulling about 1,900 pounds, 1,900 pounds, I think. I think that's what I heard. What's a trailer usually? I have to find out what the average weight for. I'm looking for like a 12 to 13 foot trailer. I don't know the first thing about that. Though I did live in a mobile home, but it was like 51 foot long. It was on a lot. I owned that for 22 years. Mixed Media was cooking. She probably went back to, she's smoking meats and cooking something. Some of the stuff she had looked pretty damn good. She sent me over a picture of it. You know what, Doc? I don't see O'Doyle's on usually by now. It's 2 days in a row he missed out. He's usually pretty damn steady. He usually shows up right at a certain time. And again, another day I haven't seen Texas 3. Here's the three. The three of you guys usually show up within 5 minutes of each other. It seems like it's usually Doc, Texas 3, and O'Doyle. Not necessarily in that order, but you three always seem to pop up roughly about the same time. Maybe it takes that damn long for the notifications to get to you. I'm like usually a good half an hour or 40 minutes into the live stream sometimes. Yep, running out of battery over here. 20%. I don't know. 14% left on this. What channel are you guys on? Let's see. I'm trying to debate on which one I should turn off. I'm going to turn one off and just go with the other one for another 10-15 minutes, and then maybe just kill it now, because I think I'm going to head in. Wait a minute. I've got a caffeine headache because I can't drink any soda. You drink a lot of soda, Doc? You saw me. I used to drink a lot of Dr. Pepper. I haven't hardly drank any soda in about a month. Maybe I had one soda in a month. Yeah, soda's terrible for us. It's straight up chemicals. Anyway, I think I'm going to every time I go to shut this down, another person pops up over there. Got 2 people up there now. Dr. Pepper. I used to like it. You know what, Doc? They changed the recipe just recently. There's some kind of different brand they got. It's, what do you call it? Like a anniversary brand or something. It's some special. It's basically their old recipe with some other shit added to it. I think they're putting high corn. What's it? High corn fructose or whatever. High fructose corn sugar or whatever syrup in it now. I didn't notice it on the can before, and it tastes like hell now to me. The new one doesn't taste half as good. And I'll tell you what, I don't drink Coke and I don't drink Pepsi anymore. Pepsi tastes like chemicals to me. Coke tastes like liquid sugar and maybe formaldehyde. Someone else said that, and I was like, yeah, it does. It reminds me of some kind of chemical you'd want to embalm somebody with. It's terrible. I'm going to shut this one down. Hop over to the other channel, over to Josie Wales, Legends and Tales of Josie Wales.